iGate's Phaneesh Murthy is caught in the eye of the storm yet again. The company has sacked him following the accusations of sexual harassment filed by a subordinate employee. Gerhard Watzinger will replace Phaneesh on as an interim basis. Disgraced by the entire episode, the iGate CEO Phaneesh Murthy has vehemently denied all charges. He says it's a clear case of extortion and has vowed to contest all allegations if taken to court.
Without question, it's a case of extortion. I don't want to comment on any boardroom battle or anything like that. The reality of it is, ever since the first case was public, anybody feels that they have an absolute easy way to collect money on whatever pretext. The bigger question is, was it sexual harassment? And the answer is, absolutely it was not. We don't know if she's going to file in a court of law. If she does, obviously I'll contest it. If she doesn't, then there's nothing to contest really from her point of view.
All right, let's delve deeper into this story. Chandra R. Srikanth stands by for a detailed report. Chandra.
That's right. Now, you heard of Phaneesh Murthy saying that, there was no case of harassment. It was a relationship that he had. But even that admission is really not enough to absolve him out of this whole mess. The fact that he even had a relationship with a subordinate employee places him on very shaky ground, which is why the iGate board decided to terminate him. They've said that he has violated the employment pact that he signed with the employer and also the company policy, though they haven't uncovered any sexual harassment plot in this whole story. So clearly it is deja vu for Phaneesh Murthy, because this comes a decade after he had to exit Infosys on similar charges. Then too, it was with the involvement of a personal secretary who filed harassment charges. Clearly, it's come back to haunt him now, and he leaves iGate in a very unceremonious way, just at a time when people were beginning to think that he is going to stage a big comeback into the big IT league. Remember, he recently led iGate's acquisition of Patni. So he's also been very aggressive as far as business is concerned. So people really thought Phaneesh Murthy will be the big comeback kid of the Indian industry. But despite all that brilliance, despite the fact that he's probably the best salesperson the IT industry has, there are some lessons that he doesn't seem to have learned, which has come back to haunt him. Now, if you look at the industry reaction for this story, most of them are saying that this is unlikely to have any collateral damage as far as Indian IT is concerned. In fact, they are saying that the sacking only underlines the fact that the IT industry follows the highest levels of corporate governance, and the IT leaders walk the talk as far as corporate governance practices are concerned. So for now, Indian IT not too worried, but this is clearly a big blow for Phaneesh Murthy, and even bigger blow for iGate. We'll have to wait and see how they come out of this mess and move forward, because Phaneesh Murthy was clearly the face of iGate, unlike Infosys, which had many illustrious business leaders then to help the company tide over the crisis. So clearly a big blow for Phaneesh Murthy and iGate.
Thanks very much, Chandra, for putting all of those details into perspective. In fact, speaking of industry opinion and reactions to the same allegations, NASSCOM has strongly reacted to this case. The chairman, Krishna Kumar Natarajan, says that iGate has taken the right step and a quick decision by sacking Murthy. He also says that this incident will not have any collateral damage on the IT sector.
I don't see this causing any collateral damage to the Indian IT industry. We've always been known for the highest standards of corporate governance, and an isolated incident like this happens in an industry.
Will you consider taking punitive action against members who've erred as far as this policy is concerned?
As an industry body, we don't police our members. I think our role is to educate members on what is the right standards and help them articulate policies within their companies. So there's no question of taking punitive action against any member because possibly one of its executives has maybe erred on something. Yeah. But as an industry body, we'll continue to emphasize on what we're doing with maybe more vigor.
Former Infosys board member Mohandas Pai has complimented iGate for taking this quick action against Phaneesh Murthy, and he also says that Phaneesh Murthy was the face of iGate, and now with him gone, the company will see a vacuum in the leadership.
Well, I think a sense of disappointment that he has been sacked. He's done it again. Not that he's been sacked. He's done it again. And I compliment the company for taking action, because I think the company stood by its fiduciary responsibility and the responsibility to protect all his employees from sexual harassment. But Phaneesh action has been extremely disappointing. And, he was the face of the company. He did the acquisition. He dropped the company. I mean, he was Highgate. So now with him not there, there will be a leadership vacuum for them to get such a charismatic leader again. Well, I think the company will go on. The company will do well. It is what it is. This incident is a testimony to the high standards of the IT industry. The IT industry in India employs 3 million people, 1 million women. I'm very proud of the fact that they've got 1 million women with them as employees. And no other industry has got such a high proportion of women. So I think they've taken the right decision to protect people against sexual harassment.